This is the Lancaster Outlook. I'm Wendy Williams with Elizabeth Brubaker, the city's Director of Housing and Neighborhood Revitalization. Our discussion is on the lips of everyone, our nation's housing foreclosures, a problem the city of Lancaster is meeting head on. And that is our topic for today. How is the housing problem throughout our nation affecting Lancaster?
Lancaster Redevelopment Agency was ahead of the curve on the foreclosure problem. We saw building permits slowing down, and with that we went before the mayor and city council and approved a foreclosure program. At that time, because it was relatively new, the pricing of the houses were very high, and it wasn't until May of 2008 that the lenders or service providers reduced the prices to between $80,000 to $110,000, and we were able to start acquiring some of the worst foreclosures in the Antelope Valley.
I'm very impressed with your foresight. Is that something that was learned from the experience of the housing fallout back in the early 90s?
Yes, it was. During the 1990s, the city of Lancaster had ever been in a situation where there were this or that many foreclosed homes on the market. And we reacted a little bit slowly and was not able to really take care of the problem. This time we were ahead of it and started taking care of it first with code enforcement, being able to board up the windows, drain the pools, secure the properties, and then housing went before the city council and got the foreclosure program, started acquiring homes and rehabilitating them. So we're actually ahead of it this time.
Now, as we know, a boarded up home or just a vacant house with brown grass, isn't that a calling card for vagrants?
During the last economic downtrend it was, because they were open and accessible. This time the houses are boarded up to FHA standards. The realtors that are marketing the property, they actually take care of the property, make sure that it looks good even though it's dead. And so we've really done an outstanding job of being able to keep vagrants out of the houses.
Now, it might be too much to ask for, but is it possible that this might be a money-making venture in the long run?
For the redevelopment agency, it's not. I wish it were. What we're doing is we're selling the homes for what we acquire them for and rehab them for. And this time we're doing something special on the rehabilitation. We are making the landscaping drought tolerant, and we're also making the rehabilitation green by going to dual pane windows, tankless water heaters with circulating pumps. So we're doing all of the things that we can to make it energy conservation all the way around.
Now, when they go on the market, will it go to anybody who can purchase the home, or will it go to a particular group of people? Is it for low income? It's
for low to moderate income families. That's where the redevelopment agency spends their money on. So they're just families that work within the community, and they will be able to acquire those homes. And they'll be getting a home that's extremely nice in a neighborhood that we're turning around to be a more safe and strong neighborhood. And so it's a win for the family and the neighborhood and the city at large.
How many in your inventory as of right now?
I think we have approximately 72 and probably about 20 under rehabilitation. It takes a little while. We are government to, get a program going, get it to bid, follow the process, get the work done, and then put it and have it marketed by local real estate agents.
The thing that I think is just quite impressive is the fact that you're leading the way. There are not cities across the nation doing this program. This is something that you're kind of leading the way.
I think we are the first city in the state of California to have this program and be ahead of the curve. And the reason being was what the city learned during the 1990s when we had an economic downtrend on how foreclosures can impact the neighborhood and the community at large.
Are you seeing it be successful? Are the homes now not attractants for vagrancy and things like that? Are we seeing it actually work the way we'd hoped?
We truly are. We are seeing neighborhoods. We're not just going in and doing rehabilitation work on the foreclosed homes. We're taking the whole neighborhood as a whole. So we're doing some corrective actions in neighborhoods. We have a larger code enforcement department than we did before, and they're able to assist homeowners in maintaining their properties to the Lancaster Municipal Code, in addition to having these nice homes and improving the neighborhood. We're turning the neighborhoods around to be stronger in home ownership and balance with less rentals, thereby getting a pride of ownership, reducing crime, and just improving the overall appearance of the neighborhood.
Now, I would think that these would already be really nice homes. The newer homes, I thought, were the ones that were seeing the higher rate of foreclosures, but is that not true?
The newer homes are actually selling at auction, and the reason is that there were buyers who were pushed out of the market because the housing got too expensive, and they were the prudent buyers who were saving their money and knew that they couldn't afford the principal, interest, and taxes and insurance on that house. So now those people are able to buy relatively brand new homes and brand new tracts that wouldn't and couldn't ordinarily do. So we're seeing those houses move. It's the houses that we're getting are the houses that were either standing vacant for a long period of time, or were thrashed by the prior owner, or maybe the bank didn't react fast enough and it was damaged. So we're getting the ones where people walk up and they say, oh, you know, I can't rehab that, I don't know what to do. And we do, because that's what we do. And so we're taking those homes that aren't moving on the market as fast as they should.
So what's in our future? Will this continue? Is there a time that you just say, okay, we have enough homes, or we continue with this program?
We're going to continue with the program until we have improved all of the neighborhoods in the city of Lancaster, and until we have turned most of the neighborhoods around to be a stronger homeownership base, and until those neighborhoods look good and the residents feel good about their neighborhoods.
Very, very interesting. And as far as the federal government is concerned, is there any concern that and the words are, is there any concern, this is funny, but is there any concern that we might see them take all that inventory of homes in this bailout and then ask the city, cities throughout the nation, to kind of parcel them back out and take care of the problem?
I think that there are a lot of cities that are trying to talk to their representatives to get the federal government to say, if you are going to sell them in bulk, could you please give them to the control of the city? Because what the cities saw in the 1990s was that when the banks started doing that, they ended up going to investors, and then they were rented, and there was a lack of pride of ownership, and there was a lack of investors taking care and responsibility of their properties and their tenants. So there's many cities other than the city of Lancaster who are extremely concerned that if the cities don't get some of that control, that it might impact them in a negative way.
Write your letters.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Elizabeth Brubaker. She's the city's Director of Housing and Neighborhood Revitalization. And this is the Lancaster Outlook.